Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Daily Soulful Learning. It is great to be together with you. We've been discussing the value of recognizing that the place where we stand is part of our God-given mission in this world. And therefore, we shouldn't just take for granted the place in the world that we find ourselves, and we shouldn't take for granted the people that we come across throughout our life. Where we live, where we stand, where we are, what we see is very much interconnected with our divine purpose in this world. What's interesting, though, is that this value does not stay theoretical, but rather this value actually comes down into Jewish law. And I would like to share with you two examples of how this is. Law number one. Lo samod al dam re'echa, that we should not stand idle in the face of our brother's blood that is being spilled. This law is in direct contrast with Western law. You see, in Jewish law, if I see another person in distress and I'm able to help, I am obligated to help that person. Because we believe that if I saw the difficulty, if I see the person that needs help, I am obligated to get up and to do something to save this person's life. In Western law, there is no such obligation. It can be in the middle of a rainstorm and there's a woman banging on your door, let me in so that I can live. It's cold and wet and windy. You have a right not to let her in. And sadly, if you wake up the next morning and she's dead outside your home, according to Western law, you did nothing wrong, because you have a right to not let a stranger into your home. But Judaism teaches that if I see it and if I can help, this is very much connected to my purpose. And therefore, I'm obligated to take a stand. I'm obligated to do something about it. I'm obligated to do whatever I can to save this person's life. Here's a second example in Jewish law. Aniye ircha kodem, which means that the poor of your city come first. In the great debate where we should allocate our charitable funds, should we choose great causes globally, or should we first make sure that our local needs are cared for? And according to Jewish law, our first charitable funds must go to the local needs. Why? A person could say, but I'm giving charity. Why does it even matter? Because the value that where I stand and what I see is deeply connected with my soul's mission. And if this is where God Almighty put me, and this is what I see, these are the needs that I see right in front of me, right in front of my eyes, local. This is deeply connected with my soul's mission. And therefore, I must first take action in the needs that are directly in front of me. My dear friends, the values of Judaism never stay theoretical. They always come down to the practical, day-to-day life. So let us take inspiration from the big idea that where we stand and who we see and what we come across on our day-to-day life is not by chance. It's by divine providence. We should not stand idle, but we should march forward, embrace it, see the meaning and the purpose in it. And through that, we are truly able to live the most elevated and meaningful of all lives, to be continued.